Beyond the Gate spoilers tease that the story begins not with a game, but with a disappearance. Bill, the older brother, has always been the steady one. Even when their father vanished under strange circumstances, it was Bill who held things together for their fractured family. But in recent months, things began to change. He became withdrawn, secretive. And then, without warning, he stopped returning calls. His brother Gordon and Gordon's girlfriend, Hayley, arrive at Bill's house to find it abandoned. Inside, the TV is still on, static flickering. The furniture is covered in dust. But in the basement, they find the real mystery. A stack of VHS tapes, a board game unlike any they've ever seen, and a single note written in Bill's handwriting. Don't play it. Not unless you're ready to see everything. Gordon, rational and cautious, wants to take it to the police. Hayley, however, is intrigued. She notices something strange about the game box. Its symbols resemble those from ancient occult texts she studied in college. Against Gordon's better judgment, they decide to watch one of the tapes. It features a strange woman, perfectly framed, who speaks directly to them. Her name is Evelyn, and she seems to know who they are. "Welcome back," she says with a smile. "Let us begin again." With each tape they watch, the house shifts. Lights dim. Rooms stretch and shrink. They hear voices in the walls, calling their names. The game board pulses with a red glow, and they realize this is no ordinary game. It demands participation. And it punishes hesitation. As they play, they uncover footage of Bill, days before he disappeared. He looks frantic, half mad. He speaks to the camera. It's not just a game. It's a gate. It opens things. It lets them through. If you start, you can't stop. Not without finishing. They try to leave. The front door won't open. The windows are sealed. They're trapped. Leslie enters the picture then. She is a neighbor, or so she claims. But there's something off about her. Her eyes linger too long. She knows too much about the house, about the game. Hayley suspects she's part of it, part of the force that orchestrated all this. But Leslie offers help. "You can get out," she says. "But you have to beat it. And to beat it, you have to understand what it wants." The game, they learn, is tied to memory. It feeds on guilt, on shame, on buried truths. Each turn forces them to relive something they tried to forget. Gordon sees visions of his father's last day, the way he begged for help. Hayley sees her mother in the hospital, the pills she stole, the lie she told that let her overdose. The game doesn't punish with monsters. It punishes with truth. Bill, they discover, played alone at first. That's why he lost. That's why he's gone. But not gone in the traditional sense. He's trapped in the house, in the game's dimension. They find him eventually, in the walls, between dimensions. His voice echoes through vents, through static. "They won't let me leave," he says. "But you can. You have to finish it. You have to sacrifice something." Leslie explains the final rule: to close the gate, someone must die. The game needs a soul to seal the breach. Gordon refuses. Hayley listens. And quietly, she starts to form a plan. Hayley has always known more than she lets on. Her fascination with the occult wasn't casual. It was obsession. She recognized the symbols not because she studied them but because she was looking for them. Her mother's death wasn't an accident. It was the first sign that the gates were real. Hayley has spent years looking for a way to reach the other side. Leslie sees this. She understands Hayley's hunger. And she offers her a deal. If Hayley helps finish the game, helps it claim its sacrifice, she will get what she always wanted: knowledge, power, access. Hayley agrees. But she doesn't tell Gordon. She plays both sides, pretending to help Gordon search for a loophole, a way out. At the same time, she follows Leslie deeper into the game, deeper into the house's dark spaces. She finds the hidden rooms, the altars, the symbols drawn in blood. She starts speaking the language of the tapes. And the house responds. Bill's body appears in the attic. Not his living self, but a hollowed version of him. He's conscious, but barely human. The game feeds on him now. Gordon wants to save him. Hayley wants to use him. They argue. Hayley says they should put him out of his misery. Gordon accuses her of giving up. But Hayley is beyond guilt now. She tells Gordon, sometimes the only way forward is through the fire. The game reaches its final level. The pieces move themselves. Evelyn speaks from every speaker in the house, her voice layered and booming. It is time. Choose. Gordon wants to sacrifice himself to save his brother. But Hayley stops him. She says she found another way. She tells him they can use Leslie instead. Leslie agrees too quickly. It's a lie. The real plan is already in motion. Hayley lures Bill to the final chamber, where the gate pulses like a heartbeat. She whispers a ritual. Leslie completes it. And Bill is consumed. The gate closes. Gordon falls to his knees, screaming. He doesn't know that Hayley chose this. That she orchestrated every moment. Leslie puts a hand on Hayley's shoulder. You did well. Hayley watches the last of the light vanish through the gate. Now, she says. Show me what comes next. And Leslie smiles. Welcome beyond the gates. The air thickened with a pulse no longer coming from the game, but from within the walls. Gordon wandered the house in silence, hearing echoes of Bill's voice in every corner, unable to separate memory from haunting. Hayley, meanwhile, remained perfectly still in the living room. The silence was not grief. It was transition. Leslie guided her down to the basement again, where the board had now melted into the floor like cooled magma. A new door had appeared in the stone. One Hayley had never seen before. She felt a deep resonance in her bones as Leslie opened it, revealing a staircase lit only by flickering candlelight. You said you'd show me, Hayley whispered. Leslie nodded. You earned it. Each step down was a breath deeper into something unholy. Hayley no longer cared. Her heart no longer beat for justice, for truth, or even for survival. It beat for access. For understanding. For ascension. What lay at the bottom was a library of flesh and ink. The walls were etched with living runes. Eyes blinked from crevices. At the center of it all, a pulsing orb suspended in strands of sinew. The Archive of Gateways, Leslie said. So this is what he died for. This is what he lived for, but never found. Hayley stepped closer, raised her hand, and touched the orb. Her eyes rolled back. Visions slammed into her mind. Other gates, other players, other worlds where screams never stopped. Her body seized. Her mind fractured and reformed. She was ready. Back upstairs, Gordon smashed every remaining tape, every symbol, every trace. He didn't care if it trapped him forever. He would not let another person fall into this madness. But when he turned to find Hayley, she was gone. Days passed. Weeks. He remained alone in the house, slowly being unmade by the silence. Then, one night, the lights flickered. A VHS tape appeared on the kitchen table. He didn't put it there. He played it. It was Hayley. But not Hayley. Something deeper. Her voice was layered now, like Evelyn's. Her eyes glowed. You never understood, she said. You were always trying to stop it. I was trying to complete it. What did you do? I became part of it. We both did. You just didn't realize you were playing the wrong role. Gordon shut off the tape. Tried to burn it. It wouldn't burn. Down in the basement, the door reappeared. Hayley was coming back. But not for him. For the next player. Because the game never ends. It waits. For guilt. For grief. For someone curious enough to watch the first tape. The rules are always the same. The pieces move. The house shifts. And someone always dies. This time, it was Bill. Next time, it could be anyone. The story begins not with a game, but with a disappearance. Bill, the older brother, has always been the steady one. Even when their father vanished under strange circumstances, it was Bill who held things together for their fractured family. But in recent months, things began to change. He became withdrawn, secretive. And then, without warning, he stopped returning calls. His brother Gordon and Gordon's girlfriend, Hayley, arrive at Bill's house to find it abandoned. Inside, the TV is still on, static flickering. The furniture is covered in dust. But in the basement, they find the real mystery. A stack of VHS tapes, a board game unlike any they've ever seen, and a single note written in Bill's handwriting. Don't play it. Not unless you're ready to see everything. This time, it was Bill. Next time, it could be anyone. But the next time never came. Not in the way the house expected. Because something changed in Hayley. For all her obsession, her cold resolve, her willingness to feed Bill to the gate, there was a sliver of her humanity left buried under ambition, under ancient hunger, but not extinguished. And what she saw beyond the gates didn't just rewrite her understanding of the universe. It horrified her. There were more gates. Too many. Worlds stacked like corpses. Realities folding over each other like tissue paper soaked in blood. And each one crying out for an anchor. For a player. She realized she had not become something powerful. She had become something bound. Leslie, once a guide, now revealed her truer role, a sentinel. Not a leader. A prisoner-made warden. She served the house. She fed it. But she did not control it. Hayley tried to pull away. To escape the bindings of her deal. But the more she resisted, the more her own soul burned with the sigils etched into her spine during the ritual. The game did not forget. The house did not forgive. Back in the real world, Gordon was no longer simply grieving. He was changing. Something in the house had marked him too. It didn't matter that he tried to destroy the tapes. That he smashed the board. The game had already rewritten him. He saw things now. Even with his eyes closed. Hayley returned, not through a doorway, but through a mirror. Gordon watched her emerge from the silver-like smoke becoming bone. Her face was the same, but her expression was void. And when she spoke, it echoed from everywhere. "We can stop it," she said. Gordon stared at her. "You said it never ends." "It doesn't. Unless we break the chain." She explained it quickly, desperately. The house survives because someone always plays. Someone always feeds it their guilt. But if someone played not for survival, not for knowledge, not even for revenge, but to destroy the source, then the board would collapse. The gates would seal. Not with blood, but with oblivion. She told Gordon it would cost them everything. "We won't survive it." He nodded. "We don't deserve to." They began again. One final game. This time, they didn't follow the rules. They tore the cards in half. They shattered the game pieces and used them to carve new runes. Hayley opened doors that were never meant to be opened. Gordon summoned memories so painful they nearly killed him. The house screamed. The walls bled. Evelyn appeared, furious. Leslie wept in the hallway. "You're unraveling the order," Evelyn warned. Hayley looked at her with eyes no longer mortal. Good. At the heart of the game, they found the seed. The original tape. Before Bill. Before their father. Before all of it. A reel-to-reel film sealed in flesh. Gordon lit the match. Hayley whispered the last incantation. And they burned it together. The house shook. Reality split. The screaming from the other side grew louder, then turned to silence. The walls cracked, not open, but closed. Hayley collapsed first. Blood pouring from her nose, her ears, her eyes. Gordon held her until he, too, faded. The house sighed. Not in defeat, but in release. Then it was gone. Just an empty lot on a dead-end street. No structure. No game. Just quiet. No one remembers the house. The street is forgotten by GPS. Mail is never delivered there. Birds won't fly overhead. The land is silent. But sometimes on stormy nights, a static hum returns for a moment. A flicker. A flash of red. And then nothing. Because the game was never meant to end. But two players chose to stop playing. And in doing so, they changed the rules forever.